All right, so you should have your Unit 2 Lesson 10 notes. So this is the last lesson before we start reviewing for the DCA, okay? On the warm-up there, you are to write some numbers that are equal to 15 over 12. So I'm first going to, this is really similar to our Lesson 9 notes. I'm going to write 15 over 12 as a fraction, because 15 divided by 12 is the same thing as 15 over 12 in fraction form. So they want us to write some equal numbers to 15 divided by 12. Guys, this is exactly what we did in Lesson 9. So if I make the top number 30, I've doubled it, right? So I would have to double the bottom number, which is 12. So I would get 24. That would be an equal number. What about if I cut it in half? Well, 7 divided by 2, cut it in half, would be 7.5. And 12 cut in half would be 6. There are lots of different equal values. What if I took 15 times 10? That would get me 150. So I would take 12 times 10, which would get 120. Okay? So all of those are going to be equal values. It's exactly what we did in Lesson 9. That's going to segue perfectly into what we're going to do in Lesson 10. Okay? In Lesson 10, we're going to start talking about the slope of a line. All right, in 10.2, it says, the figure shows 3 right triangles, each with its longest side on the same line. Okay, so what that means is there are 3 triangles here. Hopefully you see them. There's A, B, C. Here's one triangle. Here's the other triangle. And here's the third triangle. Okay. It says the longest side is the side that they're all the same. They all have the same longest side. So what they want us to do is they want us to fill out this table. They want us to count how long each of the sides are for each of those 3 triangles. This first column says they want the vertical side of each triangle. Well, vertical, hopefully you remember, is up and down. Vertical is up and down. I'm going to write that in here with arrows. So the vertical side is how many up or down. The horizontal side would be going left and right. So it's sideways. So we're going to go through and we are going to find the vertical side and the horizontal side length for ABC, CDE, and FGH. So here's a triangle ABC. The vertical side is our up and down side. So it's this side right here. So what is the value for the vertical side? Well, it's 3. They've already told us that. If they didn't tell us that, we would be able to count it and figure it out. So then they want the horizontal side for ABC. Well, the horizontal side goes left to right here, and they've already counted it for us. It's 4. Okay. I want you to take a second, and I want you to count the vertical side and the horizontal side for CDE and FGH. Okay, so CDE, the vertical side is going up and down, so it is 6. The horizontal side, they did not tell us, so we do have to count this side, and it's 8. For FGH, they did not tell us the vertical side, so we would have to count that. That's one whole box, and then half of another one, so 1.5. And the horizontal side is 2. So this third column here should look very familiar because this is exactly what we did in Lesson 9. They want us to put the vertical side on top and divide by the horizontal side. So if I set these up, the vertical side for ABC is 3. The horizontal side is 4. The vertical side for CDE is 6 divided by the horizontal side, which is 8. For FGH, the vertical side is 1.5 and the horizontal side is 2. Now they actually want us to divide them, so take your calculator and divide 3 divided by 4. 3 divided by 4, hopefully you get 0.75. Now we know all of these are similar, so when we divide these other two, we hopefully will get 0.75 because they're all similar triangles. Okay. Now this next part says, what is slope? So this whole lesson is over slope. When you guys think about slope, you probably, one example might be like skiing, like you ski down a slope. So you go downhill, okay? So we are trying to find the slope of a graphed line. So I don't know if you guys noticed this, but there is a perfectly straight line that connects all three of those triangles. This line right here. Okay, all three of these triangles sit on this line. And they all have similar slopes. They all have the same slopes because they all divide down to the same number. So when they ask us what is slope, okay, we're going to be using this a lot. So slope is the vertical amount over the horizontal amount. So how many boxes vertically, and then how many boxes horizontally. That's what we did in this table. Another way you might think about this is vertical goes up and down, right? What axis goes up and down on the graph? Hopefully you know that the y-axis goes up and down. So which axis goes left to right? The x-axis. Okay. We're also going to call it rise over run. You have to rise up out of bed before you can run out the door. Okay, so you're going to rise first. You're going to write down the rise number first and the run number second. And the technical definition of this is slope is the quotient, so what we did here, of the vertical divided by the horizontal between any, and I'm going to capitalize that and underline it, any 2 points. So if you look back up above on this graphed line, I don't know if you can see it now, but there were dots along those lines where we had the corner of our triangles. Okay, so we found the slope between these 2 points, and it was 3/4. We found the slope between these 2 points, it was 6/8. 6/8, what does that simplify to if you use your ABC button? 3/4, right? Okay, good. So any 2 points on a line will get you the same slope. All right, now they're going to make a pretty big jump, and they're going to make a pretty big jump asking us to now, if they give us a slope, they want us to be able to draw the line for it, okay? So this next step says draw 2 lines with a slope of 3, okay? Well, slope before, over on the other page, was the vertical number over the horizontal number. So that means it has to be a fraction. Can we make 3 into a fraction? Hopefully you say the answer is yes, because any whole number we can make into a fraction by putting it over 1. So remember, 3 is our vertical change, so it is our up and down number, and 1 is our left to right number. Okay? So what I want you to do is on this graph, I want you to put a dot anywhere, like in the middle area. Okay? So I'm going to choose to put mine right here. You don't have to choose that same spot. But anywhere in the middle area. I wouldn't choose anything right along the edge, but anything in the middle. So we need 2 dots. Well, I have 1 dot. So now I need to count 3 boxes up. 1, 2, 3. And then I need to count one box to the right. At that next corner point, after going up 3 and over 1, I'm going to put another dot. And I can do that again. I can go up 3 boxes, and I can go to the right 1 box and put another dot. I could go the other way and still get another dot, so 3, up 3, over 1. Now what you're going to have to do, and you can use the edge of your calculator, you can use the edge of your binder, but try and connect those as best you possibly can, straight line. If you can freehand it, that'd be great. Now hopefully you see the triangles that were formed when you counted rise over run, rise over run, rise over run, and formed that line. And we could write that in if we wanted. Those triangles are all going to be similar triangles, okay, to create this line. Now they want us to create 2 lines. So let's do it again. So put another dot somewhere else on the graph. I'm going to start right here. We're going to do the same thing. So we're going to go up 3, and then we're going to go to the right 1. Put a dot. Up 3 to the right 1. And I want you to keep doing it until you run out of space. So we have as many dots as we possibly can. Hopefully you could get 4 on there. And then connect them again. What do you guys notice about these 2 lines? What do you guys notice about these 2 lines? What type of lines are those 2 lines? Hopefully you notice that those 2 lines are parallel. If you have the same slope, if you use the same slope to create a line, then your line should end up being parallel. If they're not, then we did something wrong. Okay? All right, I want you to pause the video, and I want you to try this next one on your own, okay? They want us to draw 2 lines. This time they want us to have the slope of 1 over 2. So 1 is going to be our up and down number, and 2 is going to be our left and right number, okay? So I want you to pause the video, and I want you to draw 2 lines that have a slope of 1 over 2, okay?